Hello. Excited to be here. My name is Dawn L, and I'm a soul and business coach. And I wanted to pop on today because I've had so much interesting energy that I've been playing in as of late. And I thought, maybe I should share this because maybe there's somebody else out there that is feeling the same thing. And what I wanted to talk about today is the ego, and just make this kind of short and sweet. But the ego, right, wants to keep us safe and wants to keep us from playing bigger a lot of the times. And the way I've noticed this energy coming up for me as of late is so much resistance. I've been trying to make shifts in my business. I've had these big dreams and all these things that I'm implementing. I'm changing my health. I'm just trying to do a lot of different things in my life to better myself. And I had a really interesting day yesterday because I was sitting on coaching calls all day. And I also had a coaching call for myself with my business coaching group. And I was talking about how, I have these things that I want to do and these deadlines and all this stuff. And I just felt for an instant, I was like, I don't want to do all this. I can't handle all this. And I'm taking on too much. And it was amazing because the coach really held space for me yesterday. And just like I get to do for my clients. And I could feel in my body the resistance. I could literally feel where I was just contracting and just almost like a temper tantrum. I was fighting this feeling of I can't do this. I can't make all these changes in my life right now. And is this happening to you guys at all? I feel like the energy as of late has been really intense. It's been asking us to shift, but in order to shift, we have to make room and space for what needs to go, right? In order to take on new energy and step into our future self, we can't keep acting and behaving in the same ways that already created the reality that we're living. So the ego comes in, right? And it wants you to play safe. It's going to tell you, no, you can't do that with your health, or no, you're not going to be able to take these things on with your business or your relationship, whatever it may be, whatever area you're playing in your life where you're I need to make some changes. And I highly encourage you, when the ego starts doing this, what's going to happen is your mind, you're going to hear so much chatter. Your mind's going to be I don't know, are you good enough to do that? Is this, do you have enough time? All the excuses. And you might even find that you might want to blame something in your external environment for why you can't do something, or even just complain about it. And I found myself trying to do that myself. I was oh, I don't know if I could pull it off time-wise, and just all these stories. So I would say to you, if you are trying to make changes in your life and you're feeling this resistance, and I always identify it because I can feel it in my body. And then I always notice my mind, what stories is my mind telling me right now? What are these thoughts that are coming through that really aren't aligned with where I'm trying to go? And the thing is, you guys, is if we buy into it, then it's going to stop us in our tracks. And so we're in this beautiful time right now, at least energetically. I always like to follow the cosmic weather, and we're just in this time of upgrading. We've been through a lot of changes over the summer, and now's this opportunity to integrate and to step into a bigger, more expansive version of ourselves. And it's really difficult to do that if you're not paying attention. You really need to stop and have awareness over what thoughts are you telling yourself? What's the languaging you're using in your mind? And when you catch yourself, when I literally catch myself in these thoughts, where I'm creating excuses or blaming my environment for why something's not happening for me personally, I sit with it and I breathe, and I literally tell myself, okay, my mind's having a heyday. These thoughts, they don't really mean anything. It's not even my truth. And I know that my ego is attached to my subconscious programming. And that's, how we're programmed from 0 to 7 years old. And it's going to want to keep me playing safe. It's not going to want me to up level and create all these changes. So I sit with that and I just notice the thoughts going through. It's almost like a train station and like a subway or something. And you just notice like all the thoughts going back and forth. And I just sit with it. And I really try and have a meditative practice over my life when I can. And I don't mean I have a meditation practice, but I actually see life as a meditative practice in the sense that like when these things are going on, not to just jump full throttle into the belief that these thoughts are true, like just to be with yourself and go, wow, that's an interesting story. Is that even true? Because if you go too much with these thoughts, then what's going to happen is your energy field is going to start to contract, because most of your thoughts are probably going to be rooted in fear, maybe some scarcity, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, all these type of thoughts, right? And so when that happens and you start to energetically contract, guess what gets turned off? Your intuition, your ability to access your divine downloads, the information that's actually going to help and propel you to take the next steps. And so if you find yourself getting in this thing with your mind and you're hearing all these thoughts of I can't do this or I can't do that, stop and just be aware. Go to your heart and then really breathe into it. Like breathing is always my tool. And yesterday when I was being called out by my coach and I was feeling the resistance and I was like, I can't do all this. I let myself feel the feelings, because part of what's happening right now, in order to up level and shift our realities, all the shadows are going to come up. Those unconscious thought patterns that are keeping us stuck, they want to keep us the same, are coming up to the surface for us to look at. So we have this beautiful Pisces full moon on Friday. And it's going to usher in a ton of opportunities to listen to our intuition, to get really quiet. And the veils are thin right now, you guys. So if you want to connect, if you've never connected before to your intuition, I mean, everybody connects to intuition, but if you want to connect to the higher realms, if you will, the veil will be very thin this Friday. And it's going to be easy for you to hear your information. It's going to be easy for you to connect and to start getting your next steps. So if you are like me right now and you are trying to make all these shifts, like don't do it all from your mind. Don't always just go to your logic. Like tune into your heart, tune into your intuition, allow for inspiration and grace. And then, give yourself the opportunity to be in that also with these shadows, because the shadows are the things, those feelings that are going to come up that are going to try and stop you from stepping into your greatness, to your brilliance. And for me, I've learned, I'm a former person that used to repress all my stuff. I realized later that I used to spiritually bypass, and I would be like, something would go wrong, or I'd have a feeling or anger or something come through me. And the first thing I would want to do is be like, no, I'm great. I'm fine. Everything's good. And that is complete bullshit, you guys, because we are these multidimensional beings that feel everything. And the way you shift something and transmute it is to feel it, to let it come up, to let it be with you, and then you can move through it. So during this Pisces full moon, whatever you're striving or allowing yourself to step into that bigger version of you, be with both sides, be with that part of you that's inspired and is moving towards your intuition and really trusting your path. And then when the resistance comes up, really let yourself be with it and feel it so you can transmute it. And then you will notice that the cosmic energy right now is going to give you this, I almost feel like it's like this big whoosh, this big whoosh or push, however you want to say it, push forward into your next big thing. So just want to share that with you. And I'm really excited to announce that I am going to be having a business event for women on October 5th. It's going to be for soulful, inspired entrepreneurial women. So if you want to learn more, reach out to me. I will be putting out information by tomorrow, but I'm just so excited. And I hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Oops, I gotta learn how to turn this off.